Genesis 20. Good morning. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled, amen, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Let's slide over here 20 English Standard to see what it says. And the Lord, no. Just for some different standpoints, y'all. All right, verse 20, chapter 20. From there, Abraham journeyed toward the territory of Negev and lived between Kadesh and Shur, and he sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and behold, you are a dead man, because of the woman whom you have taken. She is a man's wife. Okay. Genesis 20. Verse 4, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Alright. So he said not unto me. Said he not unto me, She is my sister. And she even herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Okay. There is some stuff going on here, y'all. I'm trying to put it together for you. This is a spirit-led channel. We're doing it off the hip. Okay. Alright. He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Okay. And God said unto him in a dream, Yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. This is deep, y'all. This is deep. I can relate to this because there has been a few times in the past week or two where I had set out to sin. And it just didn't come to fruition on a couple different occasions. So I'm going to be happy about that because the Lord says that He withheld. He said, well, I can't really relate because I set out to sin. He didn't. You know, I had planned it. I was going to go see a friend or something like that, and this is what happened. Okay. He said that he withheld, and God said to him in a dream, Yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me, therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. So the Lord's saying, yeah, we know that you were going to, but I didn't let you. That must be what happened in my case too. Although I wasn't as innocent as Abimelech. So let's push on for a minute. And now therefore, verse 7, restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet. Preach. And he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are mine. all that are thine. Yep. Basically, what I'm getting out of this, just surface meaning, y'all, from the verse 5, is that, yeah, I'm getting a Christ picture out of this for some reason. I'm just coming off the hip. You know, I'm not a hyper typer about everything, about Christ and everything. You know, Christ is a lot, but he's not, every situation doesn't describe the Christ. But what I'm getting out of this is that, you know, he said he went and grabbed her. What I'm getting out of this is that if we don't grab the Christ, y'all, we're cooked. Yeah. We need to grab the Christ. Or if you don't grab the Christ and you say you did it out of the integrity of your heart, oh, well, there wasn't enough information, you know, no one else was doing it. It's so ancient, it's folklore, this and that. If you guys don't grab the Christ, it's not going to be pretty. You are a dead man, he says. So we need to grab the Christ like he grabbed her. I know it's a reach, I know it's a reversal, but you know, reverse psychology is a thing. Okay. And Abimelech, and God said to Abimelech, because you know, Christ is the bride. I mean, we're the bride, Christ is the bridegroom. So look, and Abimelech said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. We need to take the Christ, y'all. But unlike Abimelech, in a dream, he said, behold, thou art a dead man. Yeah, we're a dead man without the Christ. Period. I know it's not the same details, but that's what I'm getting out of this. Okay? So I'm not going to read too much into that. I'm just letting y'all know what was on my heart with this whole you're a dead man thing, and behold, thou art a dead man. For whatever justified reasons you have for not going to the Christ, it says that, you know, this Christ is still out there. Go get him. Go get him. Okay? I'm going to leave that alone. But God said to Abimelech in a dream by night and said, behold, thou art but a dead man, the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. Yeah. Yeah. Not the case with the Christ. The Christ is available. The Christ is available. You're available. You're available. You're available, y'all. Okay? So we got it way better than Abimelech does. Now, and Abimelech had not come near her. Yep, that's y'all. Haven't come near the Christ. Haven't come near the Christ. Yep. Haven't come near the Christ. You don't acknowledge him. You don't know anything. You haven't come near him. Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay a righteous nation? Said he unto me, she is my sister, and she, even herself. So basically what he's saying is, okay, you need to drop this, you need to drop her now. What he's telling me is that y'all need to pick him up now. Okay? You need to drop her now. Y'all need to pick up the Christ now. Take it or leave it, man. Take it or leave it. It's a mirror image. It's a it's a mirror image. He said he not unto me. She is my sister. So everything, I'm reading this as an opposite story almost. Okay? Christ is available, man. The Christ is available. Sarah's not. He picked her up. You know, yeah, you need to drop your sin and go pick up the Christ. He picked her up. You need to drop your sin. She is my, and he said he not unto me, she is my sister. Even she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Yeah. I feel like I'm out of place here, y'all. I feel like, and God said unto him in a dream, yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Wow. So he withheld it. He stopped it. Just like he's giving you time. He's stopping death from overtaking you. Giving you time to get to the Christ. I feel like I'm reading into this too much. I'm just telling y'all what's on me. That's all. There's principles here. You know, if I want to apply it to the Christ, I'm not wrong. I'm not saying that's what it's saying. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's what it's saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. And God said unto him in a dream, yeah, I know that thou did this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore I suffered I thee not to touch her. Yep. So when we sin, we're sinning against God, y'all. Period. Therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. That's us. The Christ. Take him up, and we will live. It's a reverse image here. He said, let her go and you live. But we need to take up the Christ and live. And Christ will pray for us. He'll intercede. Okay, guys, take it or leave it. And he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. It's a curse. Remember I talked about hard questions and why things happen. He'll kill everybody. It's not just him. He's like one of the worst mafia hits. He's taking the whole family out. And all that are thine. Okay? So that's just what I had on me. We don't have the Christ, we'll surely die. So I'm just going to keep on. I don't want to. I feel like I may be in error right here, but that's just what is on me about this thing. About innocence and integrity and sinning and him withholding us. Because when the Christ in us, he's going to withhold us from sinning anyway. That's the way it's supposed to be. He's supposed to convict us. But I can relate to this because I had attempted to sin in the past. I have attempted to sin. I feel like he took her. He wasn't completely integrity. He took her. He sent for her and took her. Didn't ask no questions. Just come on, you know. It doesn't look like she had any say in the matter. That was kind of rude. Okay, so I can relate to this because I attempted to sin the past couple of days, past week, and it didn't happen. It did not run its course the way I had hoped. Or the way I would have went for it if it would have played out. No, it didn't happen. It was shut down. So maybe the Lord's stopping me from sinning. It was not done in the integrity of my heart. To my knowledge, I mean, maybe there was some good reasons behind it. I don't know. All right, so then Abimelech, verse 8. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears, and all the men were sore afraid. Sore afraid. Ouch, that hurts. Sore afraid. What does it say in verse 8 about sore afraid? Much afraid. Very much afraid. I like sore afraid. Ouch. Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's what God does. He talks to you. He shows you things supernaturally. Supernaturally. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Supernatural stuff going on. Dreams, speaking directly to him, plagues, you name it. The Lord will do it. It happens. It happens. Yeah, it happens all the time. Then Abimelech called Abraham. So he's preaching the word. Abimelech is a preacher now for a moment. He's telling all his servants. He didn't have to do that. He told all his servants. And all the men were sore afraid. You guys need to be afraid afraid of not having the Christ, afraid of the Christ when He's judging you, because all things are put into subjection under Him. Y'all need to be afraid of the Christ. Okay? It's a double-edged sword. So then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin, that thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not be done? And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. Preach. Okay. You have a godless place, Abimelech. It's not looking pretty around here. You guys look once saved, always saved. You just run around sinning, doing all that stuff. Okay? And Abraham said, okay? And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. This is definitely a picture of the Christ, because we're pulling a card out of our sleeve with the Christ. We don't deserve him. That's just something God intervened. He got the deck stacked. God has the deck stacked with the Christ in your favor. God has the deck stacked with the Christ, just like Abraham does too, saying with the sister-wife thing. He's got both things going for him. You can't beat somebody who's got the deck stacked. You can't. They have an edge. There's an edge here. Hold on. It's rigged. The game is rigged with the Christ. Get on the winning team. Get on the winning team. So Abraham said, And yet indeed she is my sister. And this is a godless place. Surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. Same way with the devil. He doesn't care. He'll slay you. If you don't have the Christ, you will be slain by the devil. I say that, most of us. He came for the sinners. Everybody is not a sinner. Maybe. There are some good people in this world. There are some good people in this world. Other religions too. So, they will slay me for my wife's sake. Okay? For one, we can relate to the Christ because he's our actual blood brother. He's in the flesh of man. I guess we all came from one man, Adam. So he's our brother. And we're married to him in the spirit. Yeah. He's the bridegroom, we're the bride. The spirit, the church, the body of Christ. So we're married to him and he's our blood relative. So we can relate to this. Christ walked in the flesh. Same flesh you're wearing right now. So we can relate to this because Christ is a blood relative. And we've made a decision to marry him in the spirit. Hopefully faithfully. Hopefully faithfully. And Abraham said, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. Yeah, that's the Christ. That's our marriage. You will be slain over this issue for the wife's sake. You will be slain on the status of your marriage to the Christ. Period. The status of your Christ marital status. We're the bride, he's the bridegroom. That is the status that's going to determine whether you're slayed or not. Take or leave it, man. Take or leave it. I'm reading everything, all the principles that I'm seeing that correlate to the Christ. I'm standing out, even if it's a reverse parallel. Okay? And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place. That's the world, man. People going about, they don't believe in God, they're atheists. And a lot of that is God doing. He has a veil in the world. A veil in the world about, his stuff. So but he wasn't entirely lying. And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. Same thing with the Christ. Wow, that just dawned on me. The Christ has a different father. Period. The Christ has a different father. He was divinely conceived. There was no man that went into her. There was a virgin. So he has a different father. But the same flesh. So this is just like the Christ. Wow, I knew I wasn't reading too much into this. In a different way. So yeah. Christ is our literally blood brother. But he has a different father. Because there was no man to put a sperm into her. It came through divine conception. Or the divine, immaculate conception. So there was no, it was just in there. So guys, we can relate to this. This is all dawning on me. That's why I like doing that. And I did read this last night and all that. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Christ is our blood brother through the flesh, but he has a different father. He was conceived another way. Okay? Which is why we can marry him. Because that's how it was designed. Alright, now, and yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is, okay? And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me at every place whither we shall come. Say of me, he is my brother. And there it is. We're hiding behind the Christ. We're hiding behind the Christ. Same imagery. We're hiding behind the Christ. Just like Abraham is hiding behind the sister. I've mentioned this before in previous chapters. Where Abraham did this. And I said this is a type of Christ. This is definitely a type of Christ. This is definitely a type of Christ. We don't want to reveal our our sinful nature. Our title is sinners. No, we're Christians. Same type of thing. Same type of thing. This is typical God stuff right here. And it came to pass. Okay, and it came to pass that God called me. He's my brother. So we're hiding behind the Christ, just like he's hiding behind her, hiding the fact that he's his wife. We're hiding the fact that we're sinners behind the Christ. It's just a clever thing that happened with God and the Christ. Guys, know when you got a winning card and jump behind it. Know when you have a winning card and jump behind it. Or play it. Play the card just like he's doing. He's playing the card. He knows it'll be in his best interest. He plays the card. Okay? Okay. Now, and Abimelech took sheep and oxen and made men servants and women servants and gave them to Abraham and restored him Sarah, his wife. So guess what? Yeah, we're going to be blessed. We are blessed. I'm blessed. Yeah, that's what happens when we're in the Christ. We get life eternal. We get blessed. I mean, that's what happens, man. People don't just hand people stuff like this, man. Men servants, women servants. Gave them to Abraham. Restored him. Sarah, his wife. Yeah. Everything you think you're giving up with your sin, you're going to get it back. Your sin can't add up to what you're going to get. Okay? That's what we need to understand. He's going to be blessed more. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee. Ha! Yeah. Yeah. Abounding stuff. Abounding stuff. Abounding. You can't imagine what God is going to do for you. Yeah. Yeah, you can't imagine what God's going to do. Oh, here's all this stuff. Oh, here, take my land. Oh, no one can see any of this stuff coming, just like you can't see what God's going to do for you coming. You couldn't imagine it. Okay? You can't imagine the joy that God's going to give you. And the inheritance. Through the Christ. It's nothing that you're doing. Acknowledge it is a gift. You can't earn it, find it, gain it. There's nothing you can do to get this other than get in the Christ. Speaking to, the atheists, the sinners, the on the fence, the backslidden, the doubtful, the addicted. Speaking to everybody. I'm not saying that other religions won't be okay. I'm not saying that. Christ came for the sinners. Okay. So, and behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces. Okay, here comes the cash. Grrr. Mega bucks. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Grrr. Behold, he is to thee a covering. He is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and all other. Thus she was reproved. Let's check that out. 16. To Sarah he said, Behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. It is a sign of your innocence in the eyes of all who are with you, and before everyone who are vindicated. Guys. This is definitely a Christ picture. I don't care who you are. Turn me off, shut me down, report me. This is a Christ picture. Abimelech says, okay, God has revealed himself to me. This is his prophet. Let me give him the utmost. That's what we need to do in the Christ. Give him your all. Drop everything you can. Drop everything you can with your spiritual priesthood. Offering spiritual sacrifices. That's what Paul talked about in 1 Peter yesterday. Give him everything you can. And drop everything you can that'll offend him. Abimelech held nothing back. Oh, here's all these people. I'm making you a tycoon. I'm making you... You can't bless as much as Abimelech is blessing you. Here, there's my land, take this. Just simply don't have any ill will towards us, because golly, you are truly the prophet of the living God. Facts. Okay, so guys, Abimelech realized what's going on, and it should be his act of faith, his action here that is showing to you guys, hey, Abimelech saw something to give all that he's given. We've never seen any giving like this in the Bible yet. This is the most gifts we've seen. Abraham tithed to Melchizedek, but Abram at that time, but this is out the roof with this blessing. here's this and that. Here's all the wealth you'll ever need. Here's manservants. I am blessing you to the uttermost. He did everything short of just standing down and giving him his kingdom himself. That would probably have been less than what he'd given him. So this is deep, man. And the deeper part is that these stories were written for us. Okay, so without going down that rabbit hole about how far this thing goes, we're just going to keep going right there. Wow. Good chapter. Okay, we're still going. Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. He is a covering of thy... behold, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. It is a sign of your innocence in the eyes of all who are with you, and before everyone you are vindicated. Preach, 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 preach. Okay, let me check that one more time over here. And with all other, thus she was reproved. Okay. Yeah, he's clearing her. He's clearing her. But, you know, in innocence. This is big. There's a lot here. I'm not going to try to get into it. There's a lot right here. With this 1,000 pieces of silver. This is a lot right here. I'm not going to try to read too much into it. But there's definitely some stuff going on that I'm not mentioning. Okay. Then Abraham prayed to God. So when he says, behold, my land is before thee, to me that's an image of us after we come into the Christ. That God is saying, look, you're free. Go live your life. Just you're not bound anymore by the burden of sin. Go live your life. My land is before thee. Go. Choose what you want, do what you do. Go, you're free, you're no longer in bondage. Go live your life, bear fruit, and fulfill your purpose. So that's what I get from that, just telling you what I got from it. So, and like I said, every verse isn't necessarily meaning that what I'm saying. This is just what I'm having on me. Let me just clarify that. Some of them definitely are images and types, but not everything. A lot of the stuff I'm sharing about this chapter is just from me. Take or leave it, man. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife. Preach. More blessings. You can't imagine this stuff, man. And his maidservants, and they bare children. I think he closed up the womb. I don't know if I mentioned that part. I didn't see it. And they had children, and they bare children. So the Lord had closed up the womb, I believe, of the house. When he said, you are dead, I guess that's what happened. Okay? Maybe it didn't say it in the King James Version. But I do believe he closed up the wombs. Now, because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Told y'all knew these chapters. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And that's an image of Christ too, because he opens up the doors when we have the Christ. You are a dead man walking without the Christ. We got fruit to bear, spiritual gifts, spiritual sacrifices. Peter. So guys, this is a big chapter, man. There's a lot going on right here with wives and sisters. And people realizing God and what they do afterward, and just the sheer magnitude of the moving of the heart of Abimelech. You know, he was deeply moved, scared to death. So there's a lot going on right here. I'm not going to get too much into it. I felt like I read too much into it. It's just something I had on me. This could be taken at face value. Chapter 20, I'm not saying that's what it says about Christ all throughout this. I'm just saying that's something I got out of it. Okay, so, yeah. My question is, why did Abraham move? You know, and Abraham journeyed. We're allowed to journey, you know. I guess the Lord didn't tell him to stay. He's allowed to move around. It's all his land, I think. I mean, I don't know if he's in his land still or not, but Abraham moved around. He was moving around in the land. I mean, maybe the ground was ate up from all his cattle. He needed to go find some more land that was more fertile for the cattle to eat. Maybe, you know, that's the freedom that we have as Christians, move around. And like I said, I'm not reading into it and all that. Okay, so, all right, that was big. A lot going on right there, y'all. We got blessings that we haven't seen yet. Major blessings. Major blessings. I'm surprised Abraham took it. Because in the last one, when they came back with the spoils, he didn't want any. But Abraham took this. He took this stuff. The guy was deeply moved. He didn't ask. He just said, huh. Abraham's like, okay. The last time someone gave him a proposition, hey, I'll take this, you take that. With the spoils. He said, I'll take the spoils. You take the spoils, I'll take the men. Something along them lines. It was an ultimatum. He was trying to strike a deal. There was no deal here. It was just here. You know, Abraham's like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. I'll also take whatever the Lord's throwing at me as far as, you know, everything. So that's a contrast to what we saw with Abraham earlier when he had the deal and the spoils of war. He took it. Took money and everything. Abraham was blown away, I guess. Again, I mean, not blown away. He was just trying to he wasn't just kicking the goads. And that's how we need to be. Just receive your blessings and get out the way. Receive your blessings and get out the way with the Christ. That's what Abraham did. Okay, see you. Whatever you say, boss. Alright, so let's start over here to 1 Peter. Like we do. We were in Psalms, but I just got tired of preaching on once saved, always saved. So now we're going over here. Oh. All right. Thank you for bearing with us. And I encourage you guys to keep stepping. Go to Genesis 20 like we just did on your own. And read it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. You might see something I don't see. But believe me, I'm looking. I'm looking for meanings. But it's face value also. Alright, so yesterday we were at okay. Okay. Yep. But you, a chosen, verse 9. Okay. A stone of stumbling, verse 8. And a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient. Guys, that's the once saved, always saved. Stumbling at the word. They want to twist it, turn it, cherry pick it, do everything they can not to do what it's saying. Like I said, I had a buddy that had his Bible was missing after 1 Corinthians. He had from Genesis to 1 Corinthians, and he was okay with that. I'm like, yeah, you better be okay with that, because everything after that is going against what you're saying. So, he was the once saved, always saved. Now, I'm not saying that God doesn't have mercy on those people or whatever that reason is. All I'm saying is I'm not one of those people. Okay. I don't condone sin at all. I'm not saying I'm without sin. I'm just saying. Okay, so, yeah. Which stumble, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. Yep, that's a lot right there. 1 Peter, verse 2, verse 8. And a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. They stumbled because they disobeyed the word, as they were just destined to do. Okay, they were destined to. That's why we can't spend too much time trying to. The Lord may have this channel, this station, to reach whoever want to reach. I'm not trying to shake up the powers that be. I'm just trying to reach whoever we're supposed to reach, clarify whoever we need to clarify to, and strike a chord where we need to strike a chord. Okay. Not to mention, I'm enjoying this study myself. This is doing more for me than it's for any of y'all. This is a Bible study. Y'all are holding me accountable. Every day I'm dissecting this. Every day. Alright, so 1 Peter, we're going to, but so we want to be on the right end of the coin on this, y'all. Yeah, the Pharisees were supposed to rebel, but it's also a lesson, y'all. Let's make sure we're on the right side of the coin. This Bible is here for that reason. It can go either way with God. You can go, it is within your power what happens to you. Ultimately, it matters whether you go into the Christ or not, and change and be found to meet the criteria. That's basically what it comes to. Okay, that's within your power. Does God know whether it's not who's gonna get there, or whether or not you're gonna? Yes. Yes. Don't try to understand it through your human lens. God is interactive. He's in the picture. He's out of the picture. He's everything. So, when people see things, foreshadowings, psychics, deja vu, visions, dreams, interpretations, all of that is just evidence that God he's on a broader timeline. He can see the past, present, and future. He can see all that. This is not a set in motion thing. He can edit it where he wants to. He can edit where he wants to. So, quit thinking we're just on some galactic mission, galactic path where it ends. No. God can do what he wants. He stays at his word. So, that's the biggest brain teaser of this whole thing, is that if God knows what's going to happen, which he does, how can you have any control? That's a mind blower. Like I said, it can't be understood. But we're looking at it through our human lens. God isn't using a human lens. God isn't using a human lens. He's not bound by anything. He's not bound by anything. So, quit living your life like it's all about you and play your part. Alright, so but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. So guys, we need to be trying to tip the scale, trying to be on the right side of the coin. Yeah, there's people that were chosen to be. There were people that were chosen to crucify the Christ. Don't quote me on this. I'm skeptical. I'm being skeptical. I'm speculating where I can. There's people that were chosen to crucify the Christ. I mean, maybe not individually, but we need to be trying to tip the scale to be on the right side. The little power that we have in this world, this little minute free will we have, God, let's try to push in the favor where we need to be. Do what you can, man. Stop doing what you need to stop doing. Do what you can to get God's attention in the Christ and get him in your life, because it can go either way. Do what you can, man. God is fair. He doesn't have a bunch of robots who have divine free will. But yeah, we're not outside of the reach of God. God can use your free will all he wants to, and you think it's yours, because it is his. Everything's his. That's the thing. Everything is his. Yeah, we're free, but God is more free. God is more free. We're not completely free. We're free for a time. It says in the Bible, slaves of Christ. We're slaves of Christ, man. There's just, we're only free to a certain extent, but it's good, man. There's rewards and joy and happiness. So, getting a little deep and philosophical there, but let's try to push on. That's just one of the biggest brain teachers is you know, the Christ and all that. We can't understand all the answers because we don't know where we're going, but we are going somewhere. The world is pushing on. The sun is still rising and setting. We're rolling on through this, and it's not just a gliding joyride. Oh, live while you can, have fun while you can. No. Time is running short. YOLO. You need to be seizing the day. Carpe diem. Seizing the day so that you can tip the scale so that you'll be found on the right side. No YOLOs. You only live once. Okay. Seize the day in a manner that's going to be in the right favor for you. And it's a universal truth that what you do right for you is actually going to be right for everybody. So it works both ways. If you do what's actually right for you, you're actually doing what's right for everybody. So that's where the truth is. That's more proof. If you do what's right for you and get into Christ and do what he says, it's actually the best thing for everybody. Whereas if you don't, you're really just more focused on you. Okay. So we're running out of time, y'all, but look. A stone of stumbling. No. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. He called. He's calling. A royal priesthood, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who hath called you. That's what we're doing here at this channel. We're showing it. We're telling it. which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. What happened when Abimelech blessed Abraham? Or when God had mercy on Abimelech, he was deemed innocent because he did it out of, he didn't do it out of, he thought she was unmarried. So he was innocent. Guess what? God spared him and set him on his business, set him on his way. Get what happened when Abimelech showed mercy to Abraham instead of just killing him, or would have killed him. He just let him go and blessed him. The same thing, y'all. Okay. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul. Where do you see once saved, always saved in that? This was written after the Christ was dead. Gone up. Dead, risen, all that. The Apostle Peter wrote this. Abstain from fleshly lust. And I'm going to leave you all that. Yeah. As strangers and pilgrims. Don't get too comfortable, y'all. Abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul. Where do you see once saved, always saved in that? I warn you. Let me see what it says in verse 11. 1 Peter 2, verse 11. Beloved, I urge you, as sojourners and exiles, to abstain from the passions of the flesh, which war against your soul. Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable, so that when they speak against you as evildoers, that they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers, that may be your God, that they may, by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. He's saying, lead by example. For one, the fleshly lust they wage against your soul. Number two, when the Lord comes back, they need to be saved because of what they see in you. Okay, guys? Guys, we're on YouTube at Preach Facts. 2 words. YouTube, Preach Facts. I want to thank all the followers and the viewers. If you want to do the Lord's work, share this video. We're trying to get enough viewers to go live on TikTok if possible. This only been running for about 3 weeks. But we're nowhere where we need to be. But we're just trying to reach one, man. I'm just doing this for me. Even if y'all wasn't here, I'd still be doing this. But y'all just motivate me. So we need to edify each other and hold each other accountable. Any questions, you can reach out at preachfacts7@gmail.com. preachfacts7@gmail.com. We'll keep them anonymous. If you want, please say so. Questions. And guys, we're at YouTube on Preach Facts. Alright. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.